Hello class, my name is Jacqueline and my speech is on free college tuition. Free college tuition for 2 years does not sound bad at all. Personally, I've seen people graduate college with an insane amount of debt these past years. College back then was so cheap compared to now. The numbers have changed, dramatically. These huge numbers, it would start bringing up would scare me. I would start thinking to myself, is college really worth it, for being in debt with over $20,000 or more? And having to pay that amount for the rest of your life, I don't think it's worth it. According to an article published by Student Loan Hero and the most recent data among student loans, nearly 1.7 trillion in total U.S. student loan debt, and about 46 million Americans have student loan debt. 11.1 of student loans were 90 days or more delinquent or were in default before the coronavirus pandemic, and the average monthly student loan payment was up to $300. But in the state of California, there is a program for those who can qualify and reduce these loans or get a scholarship and get community college free for 2 years, which I will mention later on. From my perspective, I am currently not in those statistics, and I'm hoping to God I won't end up in those graphs. But I do understand now as well what the benefits are of attending college. How so many doors start to open up. My both parents didn't attend college. Their highest education was either high school, and my other parent was middle school. They are hard workers who have never given up on us and who have provided us with so much of what they can afford. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in the life I have lived in. I'm very grateful for everything they've done for me and my sisters, but knowing if they had a degree in something, I feel I'm 100% sure that they wouldn't have struggled the way we all did. But yet again, some people aren't lucky enough to afford college. I am blessed to have an opportunity to have this program, yet alone waste money in college. Before I graduated high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do if I had gone to college, as I am sure there are lots of people who know immediately after high school. They have a plan for attending college, you have everything written out. And for others, we don't have a clear choice in what we want to major in college. It's really difficult, especially if you're first generation in college, I feel like. If you're wondering how helpful and how is it possible for 2 years of college to be paid, this speech is for you, or for anybody. How would benefit our careers in the future, and how would open more doors for us, living a life that we have always wanted to have, I guess, when we were kids, but unfortunately we couldn't. First, in my speech, I will explain more about the California College Promise Grant and how much tuition it covers per semester or year, and how you can qualify. Second, how many students graduate from college with debt. Third, why should college be free? Since we know what to expect, let me get into why this response should be important for our students. The CCPG program, like how I've mentioned, will help you obtain your degree for free or as close to free as possible. An article was written by Palomar College. The CCPG program would help ensure that students can complete an associate's degree in 2 years for free. Qualifying would depend on the information that you put for your income or household size. The more income, the less you would qualify, and the less income and bigger household size, the more it gets you covered for college. So an example would be if your tuition for the semester were above $1,000, your total for that semester would go down to like $46, I think, positive. This program in California will motivate kids who are in low-income homes who have never thought of attending universities or JC or community college, and to not be so worried about the price. Certain colleges, when you apply for financial aid, will automatically enroll you for an opportunity in this program. In high school, I was worried about the cost, just being scared of paying for college or taking out loans or going to my parents worrying about them, the cost of attending college. I personally wouldn't have wasted 2 years of my life at a fast food job, not going anywhere with life if college was free or if I heard of this program. But this program will have more admissions, more funding for the college as well, and just have better job opportunities for students in the future and who would like to have a better life. Yet again, there are ways of still graduating college with no debt and receiving the most help you can get for you to still attend college and not having to worry about the cost at all. There are student loans, but it takes about 10 to 30 years to pay it off. But who wants to pay a loan for 30 years or 30 plus years? Everybody has a loan. I think everybody probably your mom, your grandmother, cousins have a student loan debt. And there are in 2010, the average one of those students had accumulated more or less $25,000 in debt by graduation day. That same year, the unemployment rate for college graduates under 25 was over 9%. One-third of all graduates end up taking lower-paying jobs that don't even require college degrees. The number of underemployed college graduates has risen by 12 million in just 16 years. The government will provide almost anyone a loan to pay for college. This response attracts more and more young people to go to college, most of whom can't afford, to take away easily available funding. Young adults, what asks is the true value of a college degree and options for alternatives and for, business training. It would reduce the demand for college, thus reducing the ability for colleges to raise tuition fees. The price of college would flatten, but the government packages about every loan. Universities can raise tuition prices first because of high demand, and second because they know students won't ever be denied from financing from the government. But the more government aid goes up, tuition will rise, putting a restriction on grants and loans.